I'm going to introduce you to your Canvas courses. So, the first thing you need to do is actually log into Canvas. An easy way to do that is to go to the Veracross faculty portal and find the Canvas button on the right side. When you click on that, it's going to ask you to log in, use your regular Forest Ridge credentials, and then it'll bring you to your Canvas dashboard. So your dashboard shows all of your courses, and probably all your first semester and second semester courses will show up. So if you click on a course, you'll see that it's already loaded with some content. And this is the template that has been pushed out to all courses that we want you to use. Again, that's to help with the clarity and consistency of that student experience as they're moving from course to course, and also for families so they know what to expect if they want to observe courses. So, on the left side is the navigation that you'll see. All of these things that don't have this little I with a slash mark through it, these are items that students will see. The other things are hidden. You can use them, but students won't see them. Your welcome page right now is fairly generic, but you will have a chance to edit this information to personalize it. At the bottom of the welcome page are several navigation buttons, and those are already set up for you. So they'll send to class announcements, learning modules, which we'll look at in a second, the syllabus, as well as a general discussion board for students to ask questions about the course. So let's take a look at learning modules. This is how you're going to organize your course and lessons and information. So the very first module is just for you. It's not published, so students won't see it. And when I say publish, when you look over here, you'll see this little X out. That means that students do not see it. If you click on it, it will publish it for students. So actually, I'll show you an example. The green check mark means it's published so that students will see it. So in the teacher module, the first thing you will want to look at is this README or template expectations. This has the goals for using a template and having Canvas, as well as the expectations for what you should be editing and what you should just keep consistent. And just a little note that there's a lot that Canvas can do, and we're only introducing the very basic tools that you need to get started. If there are additional tools or options that you want to use, feel free to start experimenting with them and reach out to me or Michael Smith if you have questions about them or want some extra training. We can either help or send you in the right direction. So I'll go back to the modules. Another thing that's under this teacher module are some preloaded pages from Canvas. So I'll actually go down about Canvas. These are probably the most helpful links for you. So if you click on the Canvas for Teachers Getting Started, here there are a bunch of training videos geared towards teachers. So they're labeled by what they show you how to do. I encourage you to go through those so you can learn how to use these different tools within Canvas. And there are additional training videos under the helpful tips as well. So if we scroll down, you'll see the welcome begin here, and this is the first publish section, and the first section your students will see on your page. This is where you need to start editing information. So for example, we have this about your instructor page. You might actually want to change this to about your teacher. So on pages, you can go ahead and push the edit button. If you want to change the title of that page. I'm going to go ahead and change this to about your teacher. And then you can edit any information on this page, including putting in your own picture. So I'm going to delete that picture. If I want to insert a picture, there are a couple ways to do that. You can go up to Insert, Image, and then I'm going to upload an image. So it's on my computer in this case. If you want to use an image from online, you can also just put in the URL of the image. But I'm going to go find an image on my computer. Pictures. I think I have a picture of myself. Here we go. So I'll go ahead and put that image of myself there. And that is very big. Nobody wants that. So I will shrink that. And there it is. Then I can just type in, my information. I can put in a biography. Parents might be looking at this. So put in information that you think parents might think is interesting. You can also put in stuff, of course, that your teachers or your students will find interesting. And then contact information. This is a bit redundant from the syllabus, but feel free to delete it or put in other fun information. When you're done editing a page, just scroll down to the bottom and go ahead and click Save. All right. Another thing that you need to edit is the syllabus. So for those of you who used Canvas last year, this is a change. We've moved the syllabus. So now you're going to use the syllabus button. And the template for the syllabus is pre-loaded in here. So you'll just need to copy and paste your information into this syllabus. And doing so is going to be very similar to what you did or what I just showed you with that teacher information page. So you'd click the edit button. There you go. And the information at the top is just instructions for you. So once you're done, you'll want to make sure to delete everything in purple. Then you'll just go in here. Anything that's highlighted yellow needs your attention. So, go ahead and write in your information. And then, you don't want it highlighted yellow anymore. So to remove the highlighting, you'll go up here and just select the dash line, which means it's just going to remove all highlighting color. So if I unclick, you can see it's back to normal. Let's see. So information that isn't highlighted, leave because we want some of those policies to be the same for everybody. The blue highlights are things that are optional. So if it doesn't apply to you, just delete it. So let me go ahead. I'm going to push update syllabus, and then I want to show you some other unique things about this syllabus page. So a nice thing here is it's showing your course calendar, and you can click on the calendar if there was anything in there. It also shows my weighting assignment groups that are waiting, how it's weighted. So students and families can easily see that. And at the bottom is this course summary. So when students see this list, they will just see the things in the course summary that you have published and that have a due date. It's automatically going to be updated with assignments and discussions and other things that you've put in here that have a have a due date. So it's a nice place for students to go and see what's coming up and when things are due. So this will automatically update for you. You don't need to do anything. I'm going to go back up here to the teacher module. At the bottom of the teacher module, you'll see these activity templates. These are templates that we want you to use as you're creating assignments, discussions, general pages, as well as quizzes and tests. So if you click on the individual assignment here, you can see what this template looks like. The headings, please keep those headings as they are. Everything else, though, you can change. And you can add videos, links, files. Feel free to do what you want here, but do leave this structure the same, with the overview, outcomes, guidelines, and the technical support, just because it has specific links for students if they're having trouble with this type of an activity. To use the templates, go back to modules and to the teacher module. And then when you find the template page that you want to use, we were just looking at assignment, go all the way over here to these 3 dots and click on the 3 dots. There you'll see several different options. Now, if you just edit it, you're going to lose that template. So what I always do is I duplicate it and it will show up here as a copy. And then I usually actually just put it where I want it, into the module where I want it. But for now, we'll just leave it here. And then when I click on it, I can go ahead and edit it, and I have preserved that template, original template copy. Now, if you accidentally edit your template and you want a new template for anything, just let me know and I can provide that for you. I showed you the basics of editing pages already. So just like before, you can click edit and that will open up this nice fancy text box where you can edit the information. A couple things, if you want to add something like a video, there are several ways to do that. Like you did before, you can use this insert function and insert media. You can upload and record. So you can upload a video. You can record a video directly from Canvas. Those are some options. Something that you may use if you use WeVideo or Vimeo or YouTube, you can actually put in embed codes. So I'll just pick a YouTube video. Amoeba Sisters. Let's do mitosis. So if I open this up, and I'm showing you this because it works for things other than videos as well. You can use it for Google Docs or Google Slideshows. And I think it's really handy. So you can go to this embed code, copy it, and then go back to your assignment and insert embed and just paste in that embed code and the videos there. A quick note, if that's like scary, but you do want to put in a video, another thing you can do if you're using something like YouTube or another video that is published online, if you go to the share, you can also just copy that URL and paste in the URL. It doesn't look like much, but once you save that page, it will show a mini version of the video that students can click on, and then it gets bigger. So that's a couple things, kind of fun things that you can do. The most important stuff for assignments is going to be below the text box. So this is where you get to set up the assignment, the points, what type of assignment it is, etc. So you decide how many points this assignment's going to be. So let's say this is 5 points. And I'm putting it in my formative assignment group. And if you remember, formative assignments count for 0% of the grade. And I'm going to display the grade as points. You can also do all sorts of things like percentage. Maybe it's something you just want to check off. So complete or incomplete will give them a check mark or a red X. If If this is in a different category that does count towards a student's grade, but you don't want this particular assignment to actually be calculated into the final grade, you can click this. If you have the assignment in a category that has 0% weight, you don't need to use this. There are different types of submissions that students can or that you can ask students to use if they are submitting work. If they are going to be submitting work directly in Canvas, you'll use this online option. So a text entry gives students a box sort of like this that they can put text in, they can put images, they can add links, they can record a video. So that you can check if you want that option. You can ask students to use the tools within Canvas to record either video or audio. You can ask them to insert a website URL. Student annotation, I haven't actually used much, but you can put in a file, upload a file, and then the students actually annotate on top of it. And then the one I use most is file upload. So if I want students to upload like a Word file or a PDF or a picture, they would do it here. If you want to restrict the types of files that students upload, and I sometimes do this, if students try to upload a OneNote file, it doesn't really work and you have to go directly to their OneNote folder. So if they're doing something in OneNote, I ask the students to save it as a PDF and then upload the PDF. So you can restrict the file types. These are often types, the types that I use most often: PDFs, docs, texts, and then different picture images. And students will only be able to upload those types of documents. Your other options for student submission type, no submission, and I commonly use this if students are turning something in via like OneNote or something else like Formative or even on paper. I'll just use this no submission and I'll be really, really clear in my instructions about where students and how students should be submitting work in those cases. You can also, if it's something that's on paper, you can use that on paper option. Again, be really clear about how students need to submit that work. There are some external tools that you may start using. This is more of an advanced feature, so I'm not going to show it here. Submission attempts. If you want to let students submit their assignment more than once, just leave it as unlimited. If you really only want them to be able to upload it once or twice or whatever, then you can do that. But I always just leave it as unlimited. There will be a timestamp for what the students have submitted, and you'll be able to see prior submissions. If you want to use Turnitin.com, the plagiarism review option is here. You will need to set up Turnitin.com, but it's super easy. So if you're asking for some sort of an essay, paper, and this is for the high school, a written assignment, it's not a bad idea. Do realize that if they upload something as an image, Turnitin won't be able to read the text. Don't worry about the group assignment peer reviews. These are actually really cool options, but a little more than what I want to go into on this basic video. So look for information on how to do this in the Canvas or Forest Ridge Grows with Canvas course. And then here is how you can assign it to your class. Now, if you have multiple sections of one class, you can you can give different due dates or even different assignments to those different sections. So maybe I just say I want to give this section a due date of August 20th. And the other section, I'm going to go ahead and say add. They don't meet the same days, so I'm going to give them a due date of August 23rd. And if I care about the time, I can also put in the time at like, before class or at class. So 8:15 a.m. I can specify that. I push OK. Now, if I am setting up my assignment super, super early and I don't want students to access it early, I can either leave it unpublished or I can just not, say that it's not available until a certain date. And then students won't be able to actually click on the assignment, even if it's published. When I'm done and I'm ready for it to be something that students would be able to see, I would click Save and Publish. If I just want to save it for now and not publish, I can click Save. Oh, let me change this because I was picking dates that don't work. They're too early in the school year. Little workaround here. Okay, done. And okay, so save. Here we go. And I just want to show you, this is what it looks like if you paste in a URL for a video versus embedding a video. And if you want to see what it looks like for students, now I'm going to go back to modules because I realize right now it's not in the place where I want it to be. So right now I have that assignment under the teacher module, which I'm not going to publish for students. So I can see I haven't renamed that assignment, but here's the assignment we were working with, individual assignment copy. I'm going to move that to my week 1 module. So I can say move, and I'll say week 1, and I'll just put it at the top for now. So if I scroll down, here's my week 1 module. Here's that assignment I was just working on with that horrible title. But if I go to the left side here, I can move it. So I'm going to move that down to my weekly activities. And right now it's not published, so students won't be able to see it. I'm going to go ahead and click publish so my students can see it. On the right side is this button for student view. If you click on this, now you are a test student within your course. The test student shows up in the grade book. The test student can take quizzes, can actually participate in discussions. But it's nice because you can see everything the way that a student would. And you'll notice there's a pink bar and a pink border here to remind you that you're in student view. You'll notice on the right side here, I already have something on my to-do list as a student because something's been assigned. So that individual assignment is going to show up here. There's a button for submitting that assignment. And I have, had that option for file upload, a text entry, or submitting through Office 365. Let's see. If I go home, that's fine. I maybe, want to look at my calendar as a student. Right now, I don't have much in there, but if I go to February where that assignment was, you'll see that actually shows up. The due date and time is going to show up on my calendar. So students will actually see all their different assignments in different colors. Back to today. And let's see. I'm going to leave this student view here. This is my calendar. So I'm going to go back to the course we were working on. One last thing I want to point out is the grade book, and it's right here, grades. And we'll have additional training on the grade book. For any semester 1 or year-round, year-long class, you'll see your student list here. But second semester, I don't believe students are loaded in yet. So keep an eye out for additional trainings. Ask if there's something you can't find and you want a training video on, and just tinker. You won't break things, hopefully, but look at those expectations for the template and then feel free to add pages and edit within those guidelines.